All of the homes behind me are still boarded up from Hurricane Matthew damage. A boat ride on a beautiful day quickly turned into a scary situation. If the cameras are approved, they'll be in 3 different spots on the bus. One up front where the driver sits, one in the middle of the bus, and one at the very back. There's 11 different obstacles you have to get through. Right now, I'm about to pass through the 3rd. Donating blood is as easy as 4 steps. Walking in the door, signing in, filling out some brief medical history, and then walking over here. Inside this shipping container is now a permanent prosthetic lab. 5 Points is much more chaotic than it normally is. Just before 1 this morning, 3 men ended up in a fight. That fight ended in stab wounds.
The guy started screaming, I got stabbed. He pulls his pants down, and he had a big hole in his butt and blood gushing out, a big puddle on the ground. It was scary.
Wesley Bates capturing the moments after a fight on his cell phone.
It was definitely something none of us would expect. It's just big, last day of classes, big celebration.
His video showing one of 2 people stabbed in the leg. The end of the video showing another man running away. Greenville police believe that man stabbed the other 2 during a fight, but there's some question as to whether he stabbed in self-defense. Police believe the 3 started this outside Pantana Bob's, a block away from the Subdogs parking lot.
Those were not customers of ours. They were not eating here, not drinking here, they weren't inside. They were definitely not on our patio as well.
Brett Oliviero owns Subdogs. He's upset something like this happened, especially in front of his business.
All we can do is our best. Things are going to spill over from other businesses, and we'll do our best to prevent them.
Kristen Hunter with the Greenville Police stresses Uptown Greenville is safe.
I think so often the focus is put on a police response or possibly even the business response to an incident like this. But we have to remember that we're talking about adults. They are young adults, but they're still responsible for their own actions.
She hopes events like this one don't deter people from spending time in the area.
It's the safest it's ever been in years, and we do encourage that people come out to the area, enjoy themselves, and have a good time.
But for Bates, he says he'll now view going out a little differently.
It had a big impact on how I see things now when I go out. You know, I gotta be aware of your surroundings, be more cautious.
Well, so far, Greenville police have not made any arrests. Hunter does describe the event as mutual combat. Greenville police are speaking with all 3 individuals involved. Reporting live in Greenville, Ashley Boles, News Channel 12. There are many different ways to measure time: a ticking clock, the number of cars that pass by, or the years spent with next of kin.
I was the dead guy that didn't come in from the hospital.
Well, maybe not the last one for Bill Proctor. The man is a jokester. Ask him his name.
Well, that's assuming I know who I am, right?
And he'll answer like that, but he knows exactly who he is.
I'm 71 years old. I've lived in Greenville pretty much all my life. I was actually raised in this house.
Adoptive parents brought him home. There was little information about his genealogy, but that didn't matter.
Mother always told me, says, look, says, you know, other people don't have any choice. We got to pick you out.
At least not until Bill's grown daughter asked him to find out more about his family tree.
I guess it's just kind of gone from there.
Bill started with these 3 paragraphs. From there, he tried online sites until he connected with Barbara with the help of MyHeritage DNA. And get this, she's lived just 30 miles south in Kinston for the last 70 years of her life. Today, Bill meets his biological sister face to face for the first time.
Hey! Come on in, Barbara. You haven't broken anything else, have you?
No, just sprained my foot.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's so nice
How you
to see
doing? Good to see you.
Time is a funny thing. For over 7 decades, Bill didn't know Barbara existed.
I see my nose.
Yeah, you see your nose? Do you see anything else?
Them eyes.
Yeah.
After just 20 minutes, the siblings begin forming a bond.
I like him already, so it shouldn't be too hard to love him.
And quickly realize they have much more in common than just physical features.
You got an older brother now. He's gonna boss you around.
No, he ain't.
In Greenville, Ashley Boles, News Channel 12.
This is not a small thing. He is the toughest kid. He's the toughest person I know.
Ready? You ready for the other surprise?
If you're 6 and love law enforcement as much as Tommy Judge does, riding in a sheriff's car is a pretty cool way to spend a morning.
To see him realize that, you know, he can just be happy for a day.
Because many of Tommy's mornings are spent where no kid wants to be.
He has tons of doctor's appointments. He has tons of therapies weekly.
But the Pitt County Sheriff's Office is doing more than just letting Tommy go for a ride. He's getting sworn in as an honorary deputy.
He's been through so much. God, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. He has a genetic disorder called 22q, also known as DeGeorge syndrome.
In his short life, Tommy has gone through 6 surgeries. He didn't walk or talk for several years. He has a cleft lip and a cleft palate, and through it all, he fights.
After his heart surgery, he smiled for the first time the day before we left the hospital.
That smiling face stole the heart of Deputy Sires, a man Tommy looks up to, and the reason he wants to be a law enforcement pilot.
You meet people daily, you meet kids daily, and it wasn't until about maybe 3 weeks ago when his mom told me that Tommy has done nothing but talked about me.
That's when Sires made a plan.
I didn't know how people would take to it when we first came with the idea. I think it literally took me in roll call that morning, maybe 5 minutes. Everybody was like, yes, we're on board.
So as Tommy signs his name and opens a pile of gifts to celebrate his new title, he's already thinking about the first thing he'll do as deputy.
He said he wants to arrest his sister.